Okay. Wait a minute, I hadn't started yet. Okay, go ahead.
So
And
you
now.
basically want to approach the bag like you're hovering around the bag. But you have to know where your feet are in relation to that bag, so that without looking, you know where the middle is versus the corners, wherever you are, right? And then you kind of want to be able to do this. If it's second base, you're here. It's the easiest throw in the world, right? So you're not going to have to be too technical with it. But you want to be able to know and hover on that bag without touching it, without being tied to it until you know where the ball's going. When you see where the ball's going, you can commit a foot and do your stretch. Okay? It's going this way, you can commit a foot, take a stretch. Making sure you're out of the runner's lane, because what are you taught?
Don't get in front of the runner.
Straight through, okay? So,
Okay.
see where your foot is, and it's not in the baseline. This is the actual baseline. Ever have this thing there? He's running down. He could be running right down this line. Oh, this is as far as he can go on the outside, right?
I guess. No, I've seen him sweep out of there.
He's supposed to be a little farther around than that.
Well, maybe we could see Mason do a little footwork there too, and get a feel for it.
Where it's supposed to be running, but still, I've never had that. You know what I mean? The runner goes straight on that line.
I guess it's supposed to be supposed to run down the line and go out that far.
Yeah, but
I've seen people.
well, I know you see feels and it's worn out right there. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not sure. It kind of throws me off, but oh my bad. You definitely don't want the your foot anywhere on this bag.
Okay.
You might have a little bit like this, like I might have had this. I think if you do that, you're okay. But basically, like I said, Joel, it's just here, 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 all around the bag. Do not run over here immediately without knowing where the ball is and committing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to make you a faster reactor to the ball. Think of the goalie. That's the attitude you got to have. Nothing's getting past me, right? And don't be tied to the bag. Come off of it. Go back to it if you have to.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mason.
Come off, right? I used to love this. I don't know why.
Go ahead.
I'd come off the bag, and you just hard as you can.
Swing.
I mean hard. Don't try to baby it. You just got, because you got to be quick. When the guy on second puts the tag on, how's he do it? Pow! Right? When you're covering first base. Right? Here it is. Yeah. Okay. I'm having to get the. So here you're holding here. Whenever you get the ball, you're slapping the hell out of him, right? I mean, you're putting that tag on hard, so when he gets up, he knew he was tagged. All right, and that's just, again, general info. But
Is that from the pitcher?
from the pitcher, correct.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got a guy on first base.
Uh-huh.
You know, this is where you want to be, right here. And actually,
Where I stand.
this is where I was.
That's where you were?
Behind it like that.
This is a difference in when you go to college. They'll put you here.
Okay. Well, show. Okay. So the pitcher throws
Again,
it.
The reason is because you get more body, the ball's thrown more.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, you're right here. Bam. But again, your coach might not teach you. I taught little girls how to play first base, and the coach said you're giving them way too much info. And some coaches don't like at certain levels to give too much info.
Well, I don't think it's a lot of info. I think it's just teaching them how to do
But
it right.
You know what? You're a generation of technology. Everything I'm showing you, I guarantee you there's a video on YouTube or online. If you look up, have you seen it? Have you seen it? Look it up. I guarantee you, Joel.
Yeah, I've looked up some of them.
Drills about covering this little piece of rubber right here at this spot.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about throws from the catcher? Is there any particular place you want to be?
Well, yeah. You ever been taught inside or outside?
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's a bunt, right, you're going to run over, and if it's on this side of the line, you're going to go, and you're in charge, right?
Inside.
You're telling them inside, and so, but again, you're here. I still don't want you touching the bag yet until you see where the ball's going. You know, and then you can do whatever you want to do. But if it's inside, you got to stay your body inside. I mean, the ball's out there. You got to get by before he crushes you to get it. You got a guy coming here, right? So you say inside, if he throws it outside, you just got to get it the best way you can without getting killed or killing the other guy.
Now, what's the best position to set up to cover a guy on first? A guy's got a lead, you know.
You said straddle the bag. And I remember,
Well,
I think I used to do that, the straddle behind the bag.
yeah,
But I remember
because
there
the
was,
runner's out there.
there was some point where there was an umpire that said you had to be in front of the line in fair territory.
So work with that.
So that's
You know,
why
That's why
I did that.
this, yeah.
I do that.
But see, when you do this, you really have to turn your body to get the ball down there, right?
Mhm.
See, this way, I'm already here. All I'm doing is putting the ball down like a second.
Yeah, you're so close then.
But if you have an umpire that has a problem with that, you can't do it. Okay? But this is a much harder tag.
That's why some people like lefties for first base, right? For that reason right there.
Well, and for this reason, I want to turn to a lefty, catches the ball, throws it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to, and your son has to, catch the ball and do this, throw it.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody can do that quickly, especially these big home run hitting first basemen. So again, I tell you, footwork,
Mm-hmm.
quick feet, being able to do things, you know, in one motion versus trying to, do all that.
Right. Right.
That's why you won't get chosen unless you can do that over a left-handed first baseman. Everything else being equal. Okay?
Mm-hmm. And well, then hitting's got to come into play
And then you
too.
have to hit me. But in
Yeah.
college, defensive skills are just as important as hitting,
Yeah. Well, sure.
and so you really need to have both. If they have a guy that can only hit, he can't field, maybe he'll be a DH,
Mm-hmm.
or they might try to stick him at first base. And that's why it's important for you to be a real first baseman, not a power hitter who's just trying to play the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Because scouts, college, will see the difference when you play.
Were there any kind of practices that you did with base? You know, like you just showed us everything. Like you did this like once a week, or you did it before every game, or. I mean, Mason and I do the scoop thing. We call it 6, 6, and 6. I throw him 6 in the middle, 6 off to one side, 6 off the other side, and he just scoops it. And he's gotten real good. Is there anything else that?
If you've got a drill you do already and it's improving your scooping,
Mm-hmm.
that's good. If you see yourself going for a scoop and the ball's always getting by you, then you might want to find a way where you're getting your body more in front of that scoop. You know, some of that is, again,
Yeah, just
some
block
bad.
it.
They put their feet here, and then from third base, and here comes a scoop, and so they're all jacked up here. And if the ball misses the glove, it's gone, right? Or your outfielder got it. But if I'm here, I can stop it with my body. That all comes, you do the drills, you work on it, and then you try to get some natural situations, and then you start seeing it fit in a little better. But you're going to have to mix in some full-length
Mm-hmm.
work.
Yeah. Well,
Like I said, the footwork-
you intrigued me when we started talking that day, and you started talking about that footwork on the bag, and I said, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, well, that's what it
That's
is.
why I wanted you to come out here and see this, Mason, because I'd never seen that before, and that's
Hovering around that bag.
you said that's basic college ball. You got to know that if you're going
You
to
won't
college.
play college first base if you don't do this.
Right.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go in college and do that and commit. I mean, these guys are good that you're playing with. They're better, and they usually hit you dead on.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're making spectacular plays, you're going to get a shitty throw or crappy throw and have to deal with it. And, let me tell you something.
As far as injuries, how many
Nobody knows-
times were you injured on first base? Somebody coming down the line.
Huh?
How many? Were you injured playing first
Oh, I
base?
had my arm, hit a little bit, and I've come off and hit and jammed, mostly my shins, and they're still all jacked up from, sacrificing my body. Getting down there like this to get a scoop, and the ball hits me in the shin.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you get beat up,
Mm-hmm.
but so do catchers and third basemen and batters.
Mm-hmm.
You have any questions?
No.
Is there? You think you got enough from this place to start?
Yeah,
working on
that's
this
pretty interesting. I think
thing? So
I'll
now
buy a
I'm back out
bag.
and doing them and seeing
Well,
if
sure,
these-
sure,
if
I'd be
what I
happy
see is
to.
different.
I'm going to get a bag and we'll put it somewhere at the house and we'll just dance around it for a little bit.
Throw it out in the yard, and like I said,
Yeah.
all you got to do is get this far away from it.
You got to have a bag. You can't have something flat because he's got to be able to feel it, the rise in it.
But then when you throw it to him here, here, and here.
Right.
'Cause every one of those requires different.
Different footwork. Right.
And remember, goalie, man.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get lazy and get over here and say, man, I hope they throw it to me. You got to come over here. And goalie, I know they're not going to throw it right to me, and it's my job to stop it. That's the mentality you got to have.
Now, how far off the bag is a regular play? I mean, is he going to get by the grass, or is he going to?
Well, it all depends on who's batting and who's up.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's a right-handed batter, you play normal position. You know, I used to play. It all depends on how quickly we can get to the bag. Too.
Right. That's got to be part of it too.
You know, but I tried to generally play as much of this area as I could. I never. You know, if it's 2 outs and you know you play up. This is. You know, when the coach says play up, this is it. Stop a bunt or force a force play or whatever. You know. So I was normally. Yeah, that'd be right here. You have to forget about when you're setting up your position. You got to forget about the bag and look at your man over here and the space you got to cover from a hit. You know, and this kind of would split it. Because I've seen shortstops play way the hell back there, way back. You'll have shortstops in college that play off the grass. Yeah, on the grass, off the dirt. But they always come in.
Now, second baseman, depending on how good they are, a lot of them will cover a lot of area too. I mean, how far are you going to go get a ball over here?
I mean, I wouldn't go farther than where I am now because I tell you what, if the ball would hit the third, I'd have trouble getting there before he got the ball. You know, I don't have cleats on either, but you know, you got to be able to. Can't be too far out there because you can't get to the back. Only you know that. When you guys do infield, you're getting to the bag in time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And are you getting to the bag too early? Here's what I want us to do. If you're getting to the bag on time, then I would take one step this way, and then try some more. You know, take some more infield from there. If you're still getting to the bag on time, right? Then you might take another step. Get to where you're just getting there on time. Because that gives you more coverage here. Without, what happens is if you play over here cheating, what good is it to you for you to sit there for 2 seconds while this guy waits to get the ball? You know, put yourself out here as far as you can, but so that you can get to the bag.
Now, what about bunts and everything? Did you have anything special on bunts that you talk about, or?
Because each team, even in high school, you know, at least on varsity generally, you got all these different defenses or bunt situations depending on how many outs are there, how many people are on, what inning it is, and so you know that really depends on the situation. You know, whether you know it's a bunt or not. I mean, you know that whenever the ball comes to you here, right? The pitcher's gonna you've done those drills.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can feed that. And, so all you should do, man, is do those drills over and over and over. There's nothing that helps more than repetition. And champions are made when people aren't watching, right? They're made when nobody else is in there but you and you're working your butt off to get something to where it's muscle memory, all right? And that's what this is doing. You know, you have to remember your feet, you have to know where that bag is, and all that is just an awareness of where you are from dancing with it, getting home and dancing with it, you know, and building up your calf so you can do all that dancing and be quick.
Well, that's pretty cool, Mike.
If you want. I mean, this isn't the only time. I just didn't want to over.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I really appreciate it.
I think if you start with, because the first thing I, you know, is do the footwork up the bag. I think that'd be a good start.
Yeah, I think we'll do that.
And then anytime y'all want to hit or talk about hitting, we can do that some other time too.
Well, be happy to talk about that too, because we spend a lot of time hitting. I mean, we go to Power Mill all the time.
What's that, a batting cage?